What's up everyone? In today's video we're going to be trying out Gentoo. A lot of people have been requesting me to try out Gentoo because apparently everyone thinks it's like really hard to install. In my opinion, it's just really long to install. There's a very big difference between the two. Like a hard to install distribution, or like a DIY distribution like Linux from scratch, that's actually hard to install. It requires neurons. But when you're doing Gentoo, you literally just have to follow the guide that they have on their website. And it's all just so simple to me. I don't know. I could be wrong. We could face like a lot of issues, but we're probably gonna be fine, right? Look at how simple this is. Step 1, step 2, and ready to go. So I'm gonna be following this Gentoo handbook, which I will link in the description below if anyone wants to install Gentoo. I will note that this is definitely not a user-friendly distribution. If you are new to Linux, probably don't use Gentoo. Yeah, just putting that out there. But yeah, this should be pretty fun. We should have some fun along the way. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get Gentoo. I'm going to go with the live USB image. And while that's downloading, let's just take a look at what is going on inside of Gentoo. So if you don't know what Gentoo is a pretty much highly customizable and a build-it-yourself Linux operating system. It's pretty similar to Arch. The difference between Arch and Gentoo is that Gentoo is supposed to be where you compile everything from scratch, and you can add flags so that you don't compile everything. You only compile what you need. I don't think we're going to be compiling the kernel in this video because it does take a while to compile the kernel. And also, I don't know if the PyR top is going to really like that much, so, you know, we're going to use a binary package for that, most likely. There's a lot of wallpapers here. Larry the cow. Who is Larry the cow? Larry the cow is one of Gentoo's unofficial mascots. Abducted? What is going on in Gentoo, bruh? You can't even download it in 16:9. Okay, so here's the USB drive. Oh wait, hang on. There we go. Here's the USB drive, and we are going to boot now. I don't think it should beep. Theoretically should not beep. Okay, it's plugged in. Linux boot manager. We have Omarchi Limine. I'm assuming this is my Gentoo drive. Okay, so we're booting into Gentoo. They call it the live CD. I downloaded the wrong version before. I downloaded a version that comes with like a GUI KDE Plasma thing. But we're going with the minimal installation now because everything I need is going to be in this handbook, so we should be fine. Anyway, we are logged in now, so here we go. Okay, so never mind everything I said. Apparently, for some reason, the HDMI output just did not work on the minimal installation CD. So that means we're gonna have to use the live GUI USB image to actually get HDMI output working. We're back to square one in that aspect. Welcome to the Gentoo operating system running KDE Plasma. Thank you. Plasma is a free and open source. We already know what Plasma is. Alright, so you might be like, oh, there's no installer. How do you install it? We're going to need to do everything inside of the terminal. So I'm just going to maximize this, and it should be pretty enjoyable. So the good thing about using this as opposed to a terminal installer is that I can connect to the internet using the KDE Plasma thing, which is especially good because it just makes my life a little bit easier. Okay, I don't remember which video it was in, but we had a video where we had like KDE Wallet and it caused like a bunch of issues. So I'm just going to make a quick password and we are just gonna go with it. Okay, while the internet is authorizing, I guess we can go ahead and get started. I completely overlooked the fact that Gentoo doesn't use systemd by default. And that also, as a side effect of that, you can't use commands like systemctl. As you can see, it's not found. I'm going to try to use nmcli. Okay, yep, we have internet. I can confirm. Alright, first hurdle is down, officially. Actually, no, this was the second hurdle. We're not even in the home stretch, not even close. Alright, so now we need to check to see if the time is synced, because if the time isn't synced, you're gonna have like a ton of issues down the line. Okay, so, yeah, I'm just gonna use the live environment to connect to a time zone. So we're going to go US. Which one? I'm Eastern, I'm pretty sure. Dude, what? Okay, so I don't think there's supposed to be a password, so I'm just gonna hit OK. You cannot do that. Okay, why don't I have a password? Okay, so apparently Gentoo provides a password for you, and it's random. Why it does this, I have zero clue. So we're gonna need to find that password. Oh, wait, I can just make one. Oh yeah, let's just do that. This makes my life so much easier. Will it work? Nope, that did not work. Let's try this. Let's just try to change the a root password. So let's try that. I believe it just worked. Yes, it did. That is the correct date and time. Third hurdle is down. So now we need to partition the disk. I think that's a good next step. So now we're gonna run cf disk. This is the Gentoo handbook. We are going to be preparing the disks. I highlighted that very poorly. So this looks like a lot of stuff, but like a lot of this is like just in case, really. So we're probably gonna start with partition tables. Yeah, there's caveats to like every single type of file system. So okay, so default partitioning scheme. I'm just gonna go with what they recommend, which is right in front of me. So yeah, it's telling us that since my RAM falls under about 2 to 8 and 8 to 64, I think I'm gonna go with about, we should probably go with 16, right? This is very hard to decide. Yeah. Oh, I have a good idea. Heads, we're gonna do 8 gigabytes. Okay. Alright, so the way that I'm gonna partition this is using cf disk. Okay, alright, I did not mean to type that out. My S key is broken. The way that I'm gonna partition everything is using cf disk because I don't feel like typing out everything. This is just a TUI system, so you know, it's whatever. We're just gonna do it this way. Alright, so now we're gonna need to hover over delete, and we are going to delete it and delete it. Now we just have this free space, which is everything. Okay, so the Gentoo handbook is telling me 1 gigabyte. My hard is telling me 512 gigabytes. But I really don't want to mess this up, so we are just gonna go with the Gentoo handbook. Alright, we're gonna make a 1 gigabyte I cannot talk today. We're gonna make a 1 gigabyte EFI partition. We're going to make a completely new partition, and this is going to be our swap partition. So this is going to be where we make it 8G. Are you sure you want to write? I'm going to type out yes. We are now partitioned. So now it's time to format the partitions that we just created. So I'm going to make a file system, and I think I'm going to go with extended 4. If you don't like extended 4, I'm very sorry. So now for the boot partition, I'm going to make a file system for bat-f32/dev/sda1. So now for the swap partition, I'm going to make a swap partition. That was horrible English. And that's going to be our SDA2 directory. And there we go. We're going to mount dev SDA3 for the root partition. And that's going to go to the Gentoo directory. So I'm going to make a EFI boot partition. So that's going to go into Gentoo boot EFI. So now we need to mount dev SDA1 to mount Gentoo boot EFI. Now we just need to swap on dev SDA2. Okay, so here is everything that we have done so far. I think this looks pretty nice. I think this is right, honestly. I'm pretty sure this is right. Okay, so now we are going to grab stage 3. So we're going to go to links, and I'm just going to copy the URL from my computer. So we are inside of the mounted Gentoo directory, and we need to find the stage 3 for, I believe it's AMD 64. So that's definitely not it. I could just be blind. Like, I genuinely might just be blind. That's system D. As long as it's AMD 64 and it's stage 3, I'm just gonna click on it. This should not be the hardest part. Okay, so it was sitting right in my face, right here. So I believe we are going to save this file. Oh my gosh, dude. One thing about KDE Plasma I don't like, besides a couple of other things, honestly. The mouse cursor shake thing. Ugh, could you not have had a GNOME Live environment? Could you not? Jokes, only jokes. If you like this feature, all the power to you, man. So yeah, we are going to go ahead and save that file. So we have this file right here. So we are going to run tar xpvf stage 3. This whole ordeal. Okay, there we go. See, if you're sitting here and you're thinking to yourself, I really wish I knew more about computer science, I think the sponsor of today's video can help. Sponsor of today's video is Brilliant. If you're interested in learning programming, math, or logical thinking, Brilliant teaches this in an interactive way by solving problems instead of watching lectures, which is a strategy that is often seen as more beneficial. Brilliant offers personalized learning for you, and it starts on the right level based on your background. The courses that are offered from Brilliant are all crafted by award-winning teams of people, and they're even backed by some pretty high-level organizations. Brilliant believes that anyone is a math person, and it's more about the way that you learn that makes it seem more daunting. Brilliant is strong in this aspect because, unlike a lecture, Brilliant helps you develop the intuition and the problem-solving skills to figure out things by yourself. To begin learning for free on Brilliant for 30 days, go to brilliant.org/pi_r², scan the QR code on screen, or click the link in the description below. Brilliant has also decided to give a 20% off annual premium subscription, which will give you unlimited daily access to everything on Brilliant. Alright, moving along, we're going to run nano, etc. I just like saying etc. Okay, leave me alone. Portage make.config. So now you can kind of see what we're doing. So I'm gonna leave the common flags as is. I think that's fine. I'm going to change the opt equals. We're gonna go inside of this and we're gonna say -j money sign nproc. As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna replace this. I'm gonna replace a money sign with 4 because I divided my RAM in half. It's 4. Let's move on then. So now I'm going to mount pipes rock again. rbind. Honestly, I might actually just speed this up. There's not really too much interesting stuff happening here. Okay, so now we're going to chroot. So now we are going to basically reside in chroot from now on. Source is going to be etc. I'm not saying Etsy. Profile. We're going to export ES1 Gentoo. I typed that in wrong, by the way. I definitely did type that in wrong. We're missing a quote there. So now we need to do, finally, we're getting to a merge. We need to do a merge web rsync. There we go. And yep, merge --sync. Ooh, can we ping? Do we have internet access? -c for 8.8.8.8. We're receiving bytes, right? But if I go and do ping google.com, there's clearly nothing going on there. So that means we need to go ahead and change something. Okay, that does not exist. Here we go. Now we're gonna run we're gonna write name server 8.8.8.8 name server 1.1.1.1, and that should be about it. Now let's try to ping google.com. There we go, we fixed it. Let's go. Merge -web rsync. Can we web rsync now? Okay, I think I spelled that very wrong. There we go. That looks so much better than last time. Anyway, last time it looked like it was doing something. It was just erroring. Just sync. So now we're gonna sync everything, and that actually connected this time. What is this? What is this? Just waiting for it to sync. Okay, we're synced. Returned code is 0. I believe that is good. So we can move on. Now we're going to select the profile. So we're going to do eSelect profile list. I hate my S key, dude. Yeah, looks about right to me. Okay, so the one that we're looking for in specific is going to be default Linux AMD 6423.0 system D. So I believe that it would be this one right here, number 2. So now we're going to run a merge -udn at world because we're trying to update the world, and this is going to take a while because we are finally starting to compile, but it should be pretty satisfying to watch. That was surprisingly quick, actually. In order to avoid wasting time backtracking as terminated early due to the above on-amount task, the on-amount option cannot be guaranteed. There's no guarantee that it will produce a solution. Okay, I don't really... Anyway, so now it's time to get a kernel. Emerge sys gen kernel. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why are you using gen kernel? I'm going to do it my way or the highway, pal. Has unmet requirements. We need to run, or not run. Why do I keep saying run? We need to write Python single target is equal to Python 3.12 Python targets is equal to Python 3.12, and I'm going to go eat. Okay, I'm back. Let's finish this. Okay, so now we're going to try to get the get the sys kernel gen kernel again. That should go ahead and work. Okay, currently my package is masked. Ooh, I love how when you highlight it, it becomes red. We need to make a new directory and we need to make it in etc. Etsy portage, and then we need to make package.license. And now we're going to nano. So now we just need to write out sys kernel Linux firmware redistribute. I spelled that wrong. Redistributable. Now let's try it one more time. Please don't yell at me. There we go. I think we're good. So you might be asking, why am I using this if it's depreciated? Well, it's just all roads lead to Rome, I guess. That was so horrible, dude. Okay, we have an error. After careful consideration of the error, I'm going to check if Python is installed. It is in fact installed, but you see the issue here. It's Python 3.13.5. We're gonna need to go back into that file we made before we downloaded this version of the kernel. This looks right. This is why I wrote this here in Python 3.12. Okay, let's just get out of here. Let's do eselect python list. Cannot load module Python. All right, let's try this. Emerge app eselect. Dude, I literally cannot type today. This is like the worst day to not be able to type. Well, that was an error. You can't even download Python to fix the other emake failure. So, I've been working on this for like maybe 20 minutes. What I'm trying to do requires Python 13.12, but this live environment is equipped with Python 3.13. So, yeah, don't use depreciated stuff. I was being an idiot. By that I mean we're literally just gonna use a binary package. I don't feel like compiling anything. So since we're running systemd, I'm going to run emerge ask syskernel install kernel systemd boot. Hopefully this works. Okay, I'm gonna try to run this instead. I don't know if it's gonna do anything different, but we'll see. Would you like to merge these packages? Sure. Hopefully everything works well here. It says that it's completed. Alright, so now I'm gonna run emerge syskernel gentoo kernel bin. Now, I think that this is supposed to take a while. And low-key, genuinely, the following installed packages are masked. Okay, so currently I'm trying to fix Python again. This is the second time that I have fixed Python. This is error number, at this point, I don't even know. It's definitely been more than like 10 errors though. Alright, so I would like to note that the issue is in my make file. My make config file. This is not supposed to be there. It's only supposed to be J4. So if you follow it along with that, first of all, don't follow along with this video. If you are following along with this video, stop. Second of all, I think we should be good to move on now. I could be wrong, but I think we're good. Actually, you know what? I think that's good. I think we've done enough. Alright, so now we're going to try to emerge this again. And if it doesn't work, then we should probably actually, like, restart. Well, we don't even have a kernel. We just literally, the only thing I just did is just, we got Python. Okay, aside from that, we actually need to get a kernel now. Like, I think we fixed emake, we just need to get a kernel now. I'm so sick and tired, I'm literally just going to use a binary kernel. Actually, it was probably a bad idea to use systemd. You really need to go out of your way to get this to work. So, in the beginning of my installation, when I mounted the EFI thing, apparently, this is an issue, and you're not supposed to mount it to EFI, so we're going to try to remount it to where this is telling me to mount it. So we're going to mount it to boot or EFI, which I should have done that already. I went out of my way and did that off screen. So really, I don't really know. But I'm probably going to figure this out off screen. No, I just want this video over with, man. I'm coming to my senses here, and I'm giving up on systemd. You know, systemd hate is so just amazing. Please hate systemd. I'm switching to grub, okay? I would like to say there's a specific reason for this, but It's only because systemd is being a absolute pain to work with. So we are in fact using grub now. No joke, took like 50 years to compile. That took forever. Hey, but it's done. Okay, it's done. Alright, it is done. Alright, I'll give it credit, it's done. It appears to be working. No, it doesn't appear to be working. Here we are, compiling Python. Once again, this is like the third time. Error number, who knows? Like, the amount of errors that I've had both on screen and off screen are so discouraging, genuinely. I've thought about quitting this video about 5 times, but I think I'm about too far into it to give up now. Hopefully this goes all well. Of course, if it doesn't, then oh well. It did not go very well. It's still saying that I'm having Python issues. Okay, so just a quick little update here. It turns out that I had 3 different versions of Python installed, and the compilers and everything got really confused which version to use, because when I was switching from systemd to grub, toolkits got ruined, a lot of stuff got ruined. Genuinely, the first part of this installation went pretty wrong. Hopefully this video serves as a learning experience for someone who wants to try Gentoo. Okay, after about maybe close to 30 minutes of bug fixing that I am completely wiped from the video, we are finally ready to get the kernel. It just aired. Yeah. I think I might have fixed it. I just told it to ignore the warnings, and yeah, that's probably not a good thing to do. I won't lie, but it does appear to be building now. That's the good news. Guys, you'll never believe it. We have installed grub. I've probably hurt the feelings of like a million Gentoo users out there by doing this video. I'm trying. So now we're going to run this command so that we can generate the pretty much everything else that we're missing with the kernel. And okay, let's just go ahead and hit yes and wish me luck. Never mind. Just finished my sentence. It did not work. So I don't really want to get into everything that I just did. I did a lot of stuff. I did way too much stuff, if I'm being honest. I spent about maybe an hour of bug fixing, and really, to boil everything down as simple as possible, my kernel would not compile. I could not download a binary one because it kept getting hung up on like secure boot and Python, and I cannot fix any of it. So I ended up just grabbing a kernel from the live GUI environment, and I just copied it straight into my hard drive. I'm pretty sure I've already ran this, but you know, better safe than sorry. I think I've already downloaded the Linux firmware. But yeah, we should probably go ahead and get all this firmware downloaded. To be perfectly honest, I have zero clue if everything is correct. But you know what? We're just gonna go with it, alright? We're honestly just gonna go with it. So I'm going to just download this file, and it should exist inside of my downloads. I'm just gonna run it. There we go. It looks like it did something to me, so that looks good. We now have an FS tab, my bad. And yeah, this is definitely gonna be switched by our squared. We're gonna go into nano etc and hosts, and this is where we are going to kind of configure some stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and just write 127.0.0.1 by our squared. We're gonna write that, enter, exit, clear. So I'm currently not done, but we are probably close enough to being done where we can reboot. Now, if it failed, then obviously we're not gonna boot. This is an issue. So I do know one thing's for sure, the password is on this USB stick. So I'm gonna boot back into the live environment, and I'm gonna try to hack my way into finding whatever password is currently on it. Okay, now we're gonna do passwd root. Okay, I'm gonna write that down. I'm going to write that down. But I made a password, it's complacent with everything they said. Now we're going to run sync. Alright, finally, here we are. I got a BIOS scare when I rebooted, so here we are. So, the laptop started giving me BIOS warnings, and I got scared, so we're gonna give up for today. Yeah. I actually am going to be using the Fedora Live ISO because currently I can't even UEFI boot into Gentoo. So as you can see, it's a little bit later since last time. I took some time to calm down after the BIOS scare. Really nothing went wrong, I was just being over dramatic about it. So currently I'm going to the Gentoo handbook right now to get the link for the stage 3. But I just wanted to update you guys that I am in fact using the Fedora Live environment now, because GNOME, it actually connected to internet without me having to use like terminal commands. Shout out to GNOME, I should have put you in S tier in the tier list video. Love you, GNOME. Here goes nothing. Moment of truth, here goes nothing. Alright, so we partially are in Gentoo. I'm in file system repair. That probably means I didn't do something right. Shocker. So I'm trying to think about the best course of action because I can't nano into anything. So, second time is the charm, y'all. And we're back into repair file system. Okay, third time is the charm. Okay, it's a new day. So I slept off all my worries, I guess. It's day though, so it's actually good for recording anyway. Okay, that's new. Okay, this is new. This is new. Yes! Pi r squared login! I know my password too, This is good. I'm in Gentoo. I'm in. Okay, so I actually don't know how long I've been bug fixing for. About an hour, and we're still having network issues. I would say if there's one issue that I'm consistently having across videos, it's network issues. I just had a kernel panic, and yeah, so we're compiling Network Manager. It's about 300 things that it has to compile. It's awful to compile. It's so much bigger than you'd think. We have Gentoo, we just can't connect to the internet, and we can't fast fetch. So, you know, I'll just get back with y'all when this is done. I'm gonna try to put it into my actual Gentoo, you know, install, and yeah. Okay. It is currently 12:17 in the morning. I can say that because it's AM, but I consider this to be nighttime. I'm about to go to bed. I've done all that I can do on this system. This has been by far the most stressful and longest project that I have ever done. It took about maybe 11-ish hours to compile. The Pi top was not suited for this project, but we are going to sudo reboot. I have to be a little bit quiet because there are people sleeping. Then I'm just gonna log in real quick, and then we'll run fast fetch, and then I can end the video. And while I'm here, I'm curious if y'all want to see me do anything else with Gentoo, because I have a usable Gentoo system right now, so if you want to see me do anything with it, let me know. But here we go, we're gonna run fast fetch, and there you go. There's the fast fetch for this video. I can't tell you how happy I am that this video is over. This video has caused me so much headache, so much pain. I thank you for watching if you've watched this far into the video. Yeah, subscribe if it gave you entertainment. Like the video if you want to like it. I am so happy right now, dude. I am ecstatic. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.